Thanks for staying with us. I'll take you now to that press conference being organized by the Ghana School of Law Student Representative Council. Well, they're talking about the law school entrance exams and matters arising. This has been a very topical issue year in, year out. There's always an issue of concern right after they write that exams. 790 out of over 2,000 that wrote the exams. Only that's the number gain admission into the law school, and it's become a topical issue. The Student Representative Council are addressing the press on this particular issue, and my colleague Ernest Kojumenu joins us from that press conference with details. Ernest, take it away.
Yes, Mfa, so the Ghana School of Law SRC has been addressing the media today on the development. Just a background to this, you know that over 2,800 students sat for the exam this year. Just 700, a little over 700 passed the exam and therefore have been given admission into the Ghana School of Law. There were, concerns raised by some of the students. We know that an application was made for the raw scores to be released. That has been released, and the Ghana School of Law SRC says it has conducted an audit, and it has emerged that 499 of the students actually made the pass mark of 50% and therefore ought to have been given a place at the Ghana School of Law to study for the professional legal course. Now they claim that this 499 list has been submitted to the Director of Legal at the Ghana School of Law for further action. But I want to speak to a member of the leadership of the Ghana National Association of Law Students, Asari Hassan. He joins me live here today at the press conference. Beyond your action to get the 499 admitted into the Ghana School of Law, you also called out the Attorney General and members of Parliament. Why is that?
Because we think that when a legislator is made in that effect, this problem should be resolved easily. Now, there is an LI 2235, which was supposed to have given the faculty some kind of quota to run these courses. Now, we believe that to stretch the whole conversation, that people who qualified by making the mark of 50 should just be taken out is an issue of structure. They just don't have the space. So we think that if Parliament came in and decided to give us audience by looking at the issues and drafting the legislature to that effect, this problem will be solved once and for all. So we think that this is why Parliament was called in. Talking about the Attorney General, we think he has the power to actually sit or talk with those involved to ensure that these expectations are met. So basically, that's why we're calling on this to actually act and act quick. So
on the list of 499 that you claim indeed made the pass mark, you have heard the explanation that has come and the notice that has been released subsequently that they ought to have secured 50% in both Section A and B of the paper and not a total 50%. And so that is the explanation we are getting from the GLC. Do you buy that?
I think the SRC was quick to add that the notice did not come early. So they should know better that you cannot apply a law retrospectively. When you apply a law, which in our opinion is even an illegality here because we didn't know, and suddenly it comes up that you have to get 50% on Section A and 50% Section B, it just comes as a surprise to all of us, because what has been the precedent or what has been the norm is where you make the 50 mark and you get admission into the law school. So we don't find that reason to be, for lack of a better word, tangible enough and something that we can actually accept.
You're calling on the GLC to admit these 499 students, filling with what will happen, what will be our next line of action, because there are timelines. They need to, enter school. That should they be admitted? What are the timelines you're working with, within which you expect the GLC to act on this?
The timeline is immediate. We don't know how else to put it, because if you set rules and the people meet the expectation and you decide to sideline them, which is obviously unfair because we weren't privy to this information, then obviously we are not. The timeline is immediate because in the end they have passed. Why do you want to fail them? What do you tend to achieve by just failing them? I mean, we have a number of things that we are looking at. For example, we are speaking to our lawyers. We may, in fact, it is very likely we'll go on another demonstration, which would it's a way to just let them know that this injustices, which is always being perpetrated, for which nothing happens, must cease, and it has to be immediate. So these options are on the table. We are speaking to a number of people. We are calling on the CSOs. We are calling on the those who matter in society who can speak to this to speak up, so that these things can be put to rest.
What do you say to those who argue that this must not be a deliberate action of the GLC or any other body for that matter? Because last year, over 1,000 students were admitted into the Ghana School of Law, and if that argument is to hold, it means that there's enough space. We have only just 700 admitted this year, a little over that. And so it means that the Ghana School of Law or the General Legal Council has space to admit more than 1,000 students, because they did so last year. These students simply did not meet the mark, and that is why they are taking such an action or decided their fate as this.
I like it when I'm asked such questions, because before last year, they went for lectures from Monday to Friday. Last year was a political year. So is it the case that because of their interest, they decided to open up? Now, what is happening presently is that every student now goes for 2 lectures in a week. They don't do the usual 5. So you pick Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, or Friday and Saturday, as opposed to when it was Monday to Friday for every student. So they had to find a way to adjust, even though they claim they have space. So in my opinion, I don't think the issue is they have the space. I think they don't have the space. They should acknowledge it. We find a solution to it, and stop intimidating and causing too much havoc with people, innocent, brilliant students who have made the mark, and trying to frustrate them. It doesn't help anybody in any way.
Thank you very much. That's Asari Hassan, a member of the leadership of the Ghana National Association of Law Students. They were here to support the SRC of the Ghana School of Law, which held a press conference a while ago on this development. So they're asking the Attorney General to speak. They're asking members of Parliament to speak on this matter and some more detail on this, because they claim that the budget for this year, MFA, which was submitted to Parliament, indicated that the General Legal Council would only take care of 500 students. The president who addressed this press conference said it took the intervention of the Education Committee of Parliament to raise that number from 500 to 700, which reflects in the number that has been admitted this year into the Ghana School of Law. And so the question they are asking, that is it that the executive or the legislature is tying the hands of the General Legal Council and not giving them the free will to expand and to admit the numbers? That is the question they are posing, and they demand that the Attorney General speaks, and also members of Parliament, especially those on the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, speak to this issue.
Okay, thank you very much. That's my colleague Ernest Meno. He's on later tonight with a JoyNews Prime. I'm sure I'll bring you more of that from that press conference that he's just attended. We know that 2 MPs, the Deputy Ranking Member on Constitutional and Legal Affairs and MP for Medina, Francis Xavier Susu, has petitioned the Speaker on these issues. And then also we're told about Roxanne Nelson Dapamakbo. He's also been petitioning about the CJ on this particular issue as well. We'll be following it through and through as and when we get more. We'll bring that to you.